Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivarkacharya Stotra Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Shri Bhajacharana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON founder Acharya, BBT founder Acharya, saved the whole world, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavatina Ishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9. Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Text 10. Anvanchamana Janani Brihat Chalat. Anvanchamana Janani Brihat Chalat. Shroni Bhara Akranta Gatihi Sumadhyama. Shroni Bhara Kranta Gati Sumadhyama. Javena Visramsita. It is not Sha, it is Sa. Visramsita. Keshabandana Javena Visramsita Keshabandana. Chuta Prasuna Anugatihi. Paramrishat Chutya Prasunanugati Paramrishat. Anvanchamana Janani Brihachalat. Shroni Bhara Kranta Gati Sumadhyama. Javena Visramsita Kesha Bandana. Chuta Prasunanugati Paramrishat. Avanchamana Janani Brihachalat. Shroni Bhara Kranta Gati Sumadhyama. Javena Visramsita Kesha Bandana. Chuta Prasunanugati Paramrishat. Anvanchamana, following Krishna very swiftly. Janani, Mother Yashoda, Brihat Chalat Shroni Bara Akranta Gatihi, being overburdened by the weight of her large breasts, she became tired and had to reduce her speed. Sumadhyama, because of her thin waist. Javena, because of going very fast. Visramsita Kesha Bandhana, from her arrangement of hair which had become loosened. Chuta Prasuna Anugatihi, she was followed by the flowers falling after her. Paramrishat, finally captured Krishna without fail. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhagavatam Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. Can I repeat the translation? While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. Purport. Yogis cannot capture Krishna by severe penances and austerities. But Mother Yashoda, despite all obstacles, was finally able to catch Krishna without difficulty. This is the difference between a yogi and a bhakta. Yogis cannot enter even the effulgence of Krishna. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotishu. Brahma Samhita 5.40. In that effulgence, there are millions of universes. But yogis and jnanis cannot enter that effulgence even after many, many years of austerities. Whereas bhaktas can capture Krishna simply by love and affection. This is the example shown here by Mother Yashoda. Krishna therefore confirms that if one wants to capture him, one must undertake devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tad anantaram. Bhaktas enter even the planet of Krishna very easily. But the less intelligent yogis and jnanis, by their meditation, remain running after Krishna. Even if they enter Krishna's effulgence, they fall down. Thus ends the Bhaktivinoda purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 9, text number 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very nice verse which glorifies or highlights the glorious position of the pure devotee of the Lord. And in this verse, Shukadeva Goswami also highlights how the position of a bhakta is far superior to karmis, jnanis and yogis. So, it is said here that when Krishna broke the butter pot and ran away from the scene and went into a dark room to eat the butter and distribute that to the monkeys, Mother Yashoda, returning soon from the kitchen by switching off the stove which had a milk pan which was about to overflow. So when she came back to the hall where she was feeding baby Krishna, she saw that Krishna was not there. And she understood that Krishna must have done the mischief of breaking the yogurt pot. That time she spotted Krishna in the room near the hall in their house in Gokula, Nanda Bhavan. So that is the context of this verse. So when she came to the room, Krishna very soon recognized that his mother is coming and he actually left the room and started running. So therefore Mother Yashoda started following Krishna. But because of her thin waist and heavy body, naturally she had to reduce her speed. Also she was old. Krishna was very young and energetic and Mother Yashoda was quite old. So she could not catch up with Krishna's speed. And you can just imagine that how she is trying to catch up Krishna by running behind Krishna so swiftly because Krishna was running very fast. So much so that when Mother Yashoda was trying to run, her hair started falling the flowers on her hair started falling behind her. Chuta prasuna anugatihi. Chuta means to fall down. Anugatihi means, prasuna anugati means the flowers from Mother Yashoda's hair was falling behind her. But the interesting part of this verse is Param Rishat. Yet Mother Yashoda did not fail to capture her son Krishna. Param Rishat. Finally she captured Krishna. So in the purport, Prabhupada explains how the yogis cannot capture Krishna by severe penances and austerities. Yet Mother Yashoda very easily captured Krishna without difficulty, although there were many obstacles. So there can be apparent obstacles, but the devotee of the Lord has no difficulty in approaching the Lord. Forget approaching, in capturing the Lord. So this is the interesting point. Now the whole scheme of Vedic education, the direction of the Vedas, the practices explained in the Vedas for the Vedic followers is for what purpose. If that is understood, then whatever practices one may be engaged in becomes meaningful and fruitful. So Vyasadeva or Lord Krishna, they have explained 4 ways of approaching the Lord. But this purpose has to be understood. The karmis, jnanis and yogis, they are doing their respective activities but without purpose, without goal. Therefore, all their attempts are simply futile. What is the purpose of a karmi? Purpose of a jnani, purpose of a yogi. A karmi may be engaged in a lot of pious activities as directed in the Vedas, very devoutly, very sincerely, very religiously. Karmis, they are engaged in a lot of punya, activities of punya, very religiously. But what is the purpose? The jnanis, they are engaged in serious study, many philosophies concerning the truth. And the yogis are also busy engaged in practicing different kinds of yogic practices. But for what? So without knowing this, all their attempts will actually be a wasted effort. Futile. Wasted labor. And even if they achieve some results through the karma, jnana and yoga, they are simply material and temporary. Because they are not working for the welfare of the soul, who they are, because of being carried away by the bodily concept of life. Actually, all karmis, jnanis, yogis are in bodily concept of life. All of them are in bodily concept of life. Unless they can identify their spiritual identity, all their endeavors are material and therefore worthless, useless. Anything one works for the welfare of the body is considered to be in ignorance. If anyone is working towards the welfare of his body, he is said to be in ignorance, because he does not know his true identity, his true self as the spirit soul. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate Swartha Gatim Hi Vishnum. First of all, one does not even know that one is a spirit soul, and there is a welfare of the soul. One does not even know the spirit soul, no more to speak of Vishnu. Because the welfare of the soul is connected with service to Vishnu. This they have no information. So unless you work for the welfare of the soul, which is actually service to Vishnu, technically called as devotional service, all his attempts will be a wasted labor. Human life is spoiled. Because the purpose of human life, the goal of human life is to serve Vishnu, attain Vishnu. That purpose is not met. And one simply works for the body. Therefore, the entire endeavor is misdirected. So sometimes, or rather most of the times we see, so these karmis, jnanis, yogis, they're all very busily engaged, but without ultimate goal or purpose. You can see in the society, so many karmis are there. 99.9% in the society, either people are atheists, if they're not followers of the Veda, or they're theists, Among the theists, about 99% practically are only either karmis, jnanis or yogis. That means they're interested in punya karma. By and large, maximum percentage. In that also, maximum percentage of the 99% also, maximum it is karmis. They're interested in punya karma, doing a lot of pious activities, so that they can enjoy in this material world. Their karmis. Their goal is to enjoy maximum in this material world with this material body and with the material relationships. We maximize this enjoyment. They call karmis. But they are pious. They follow the Vedic direction. Then there are jnanis. They realize that ultimately this material body, how much ever you enjoy, only brings in suffering. So we have to end material body. That means end material life. And finish off his material existence. But he does not know an alternative or the afterlife after giving up this body. What is the future? He has no clarity. He thinks just quit this body, end material existence, and that will solve all the problems of material miseries pertaining to the material body. And that is a jnani. So he is endeavoring to cultivate knowledge to detach himself from this material body. It's very busy. Tries to philosophize, tries to speculate, tries to contemplate about the nature of this material world, the transient nature of this material world, the miseries it is putting forth. Although some amount of meager happiness is also available, still the jnani is little intelligent than the karmi to detect this. Primarily, there is suffering, but a little happiness. This the jnani realizes. But he does not know how to maximize happiness in the spiritual platform. He has no idea. Then comes the yogi. He also understands and the nature of this material world, but is interested in mystic powers, also meant for keeping his body intact. He wants siddhis to enjoy himself and also to impress others by some magic, mystic power, childish mystic power, and impresses the common man. So they are not serious about spirit or Vishnu. So they are actually deviated from the Vedic purpose. What are all these divisions meant for? Meant to take you towards what? That they don't know. Or they miss out. Or they are not simply interested. They are not interested. But most of the times they don't even know the purpose of karma, jnana and yoga. It's actually to bring one to the point of Krishna. And this is what is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So we will take 3 references to understand what is the purpose of austerities, penances, knowledge. What is the ultimate goal? What should they achieve? So if they do not know, then as I described, it's waste of time. So one should not waste one's valuable, precious human life simply for nothing. So Krishna clearly explains the purpose of the different Vedic practices. The details of the Vedic knowledge is Vedaisya sarvair ahameva vedyaha. In one line Krishna describes Vedaisya sarvair ahameva vedyaha. Krishna says, from all the Vedas, I am to be known. That means the goal of Vedas is me. I am the target of the Veda. Vedic knowledge, Vedic practices. It's a very important conclusion. Otherwise one will read and read and read Vedas and put into practice so many Vedic practices, Vedic formulas, procedures. But what is the goal? Just like we see so many people do so much homas, chant so many mantras, take up so many fasting, so much fasting, so many days. Like today's Ekadashi, Vaishnavas, we also take up fasting, but there is a purpose and goal of this fasting. People also fast. Of course, somebody may say, but Prabhu, without purpose, who is doing? Yeah, but the purpose which they have taken up is not the purpose which the Veda is actually aiming towards. And people fast. Why? Why do people fast? And why devotees fast? We fast many reasons. But primary reason is to increase our devotion to Krishna. To save time from the bodily activities, from the bodily necessities, the time which is taken by the bodily necessities, to save that much time and give it for Krishna. So if eating is cut down, so much time goes in eating. And that much time is saved to remember Krishna. And for eating purpose, so much cooking has to happen. Without cooking, there is no eating. Possibility of eating. In a day, if you see typically in the household, in the Vedic system, for a woman, at least in the Vedic times where she is engaged in household affairs, one of the primary work of a woman or a stree was cooking. Maybe almost equal to half a day is gone by cooking. And the kitchen department, apart from the other household responsibilities. Can you imagine? Almost half a day. 1 to 1.5 hours cooking, 1 hour breakfast, 1 to 1.5 hours lunch, again 1 hour dinner. 3-4 hours is gone. Only cooking, then cleaning the kitchen, then setting up the kitchen. Another 2-3 hours is gone. So much time is spent for cooking and eating. See? Therefore, that time is saved in the form of fasting. But what is the purpose of fasting and saving this time? Why do you want to save time? Why do you want to save time? For a devotee, it is to save time for thinking of Krishna. But for others, it is to maximize their sense gratification. They know if they fast, it brings about punya, and punya will fetch material enjoyment for the karmi. Therefore, they fast. The karmis also fast because they know punya will give material enjoyment, will maximize the material enjoyment. Therefore, they fast. And they fast even more rigorously than devotees. But the Vaishnavas, we fast because we want to increase our devotion to Krishna, remember Krishna. Like that. So, karmis. So, they do not know the goal of fasting. Similarly, Mauna Vrata, the karmis, sometimes they keep Mauna Vrata. Some days, some particular day in a week, they don't speak at all. Some of them, one full day, they don't speak. Mauna Vrata. Again, these are all different directions given in the Vedas, no doubt, in the Karma Kanda portion, so that by reducing their material activities, see, they are also reducing material activity of the body, but they want to invest that punya back into material enjoyment only. So actually the purpose is lost. That vairagya which they built up is not for spiritual advancement. The vairagya which they are building up is for material enjoyment. So it is actually contrasting. It is ironical. We are trying to get out of bodily concept. Therefore we are fasting. Sometimes we keep silence, we do meditation. But these karmis are doing, they are practicing silence, they are practicing fasting. But without their knowledge, ignorantly, actually they are getting trapped more in material enjoyment. So they do not know the purpose. That's why Krishna is saying, Vedesha sarvair aham eva vedyaha. From all the Vedas, Vedic practices, I am to be reached. I am to be understood. The goal of all the Vedic practices, be it fasting, be it Mauna Vrata, any kind of austerities and penances is meant to attain me, understand me, come to me. To make you come closer to me. If that purpose is not known, then all the practices are futile. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita, again, in the early part of the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna explains, makes it very clear. In the second chapter itself, text 46, Krishna says, Yavan artha udapane sarvata sampluto udake, tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. So Krishna says that one who knows the purpose of the Vedas is intelligent. So Krishna gives an example. There are many wells, and there is also a river, flowing river. Now each well, at least in the Vedic times, in the villages, a lot of wells used to be there. But each well was meant for a particular purpose. And they don't mix up those purposes. One well is meant only for drawing water for cooking. And that will not be used for any other purpose. One well is used for bathing. That the water from the well will not be drawn for cooking purpose. So like that, different wells have different purposes. But if you come to a river, all the purposes will be met, Krishna is saying. Very interesting. When you go to the river bank, you can wash your clothes, you can take bath, you can even collect water for cooking, even collect water for the Lord's Abhishekam. So all purposes can be met for one who understands the purpose behind. So Krishna is saying, one who knows the purpose behind the Vedic statements, directions, instructions, he is truly learned. He has truly understood the Veda. So Krishna is saying, the purpose of karma, jnana, yoga has to be understood, which is actually to come to the point of becoming Krishna conscious. And if one does not come, then the purpose is not met. That's why Narada Muni also explains a similar idea in Narada Pancharatra. Very interesting verse. He says, Aradito yadi harihi tapasa tatah kim. Naradito yadi harihi tapasa tatah kim. Aradito yadi harihi. That means Hari, Aradita. Yadi. If one is engaged in worshipping Hari, or one has come to the point of worshipping Hari, already one has come to the point of worshipping Hari. Because there are different kinds of worship. The highest being worship of Hari. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param. This is told by Lord Shiva. Of all the kinds of worship, Lord Shiva tells Parvati, worship of Hari is supreme. Same thing Narada Muni is also saying. See, all authorities, they don't contradict each other. Narada Muni is an authority, Lord Shiva is an authority, as described in Bhagavatam. Mahajanas, they don't contradict each other. So Narada Muni is saying here, Aradito yadi Hari. If somebody has come to the point of worshipping Hari, already has come to the point of worshipping Hari. So Aradito yadi Hari, tapasa tatah kim. He is actually asking. It's a question. He is questioning. Tapasa tatah kim. What is the point in tapasya? Doing tapasya. What is the point in doing tapasya? Already you have come to the point of worshipping Vishnu, the Supreme. Then why are you still getting stuck with tapasya? Tapasa tatah kim. Tatah kim. Why are you still doing tapasya? The purpose of tapasya, endeavor of tapasya is to come to the point of worshipping Vishnu. Hari. You have come to that point. Na aradito yadi hari tapasa tatah kim. And if you have still not come to the point of Vishnu aradhana, Hari aradhana, na aradita, yadi harihi, you have still not come to the point of worshipping Hari, then again he is saying the same phrase, tapasa tadakim. What is the use of your tapasya? What is the use of your tapasya? What have you achieved by this tapasya? Nothing you have achieved, nothing substantial you have achieved. You have secured. Then he says, Antar Bahir Yadi Harihi Tapasa Tatah Kim. Nantar Bahir Yadi Harihi Tapasa Tatah Kim. It's very interesting. He's saying Antar Bahir. Antar means Antaha inside, Bahi means outside. Yadi Harihi. If you're able to remember Hari, if only Hari is visible for you, whether you close your eyes or you open your eyes, you don't see anything else. Meaning you see only Hari or everything connected with Hari. Nothing which is separate from Hari. Be it a straw mat or a book or a wooden table or a person. Whatever you see only Hari. Inside also, outside also. Then you achieve perfection. Why are you doing tapasya? You don't have to do that. But nantar bahir yadi harihi tapasata kim. But if you can't see Hari anywhere, whether outside or inside or even in the temple. Sometimes people come to the temple, I think, why do you go to temple? Where is God? You see how foolish people are. Even coming to temple, they'll think, where is God? That's why they say, this is the reason they say, why do you go to temple? One of the reasons why do you go to temple? Because God is not there. You think He's in the stone, He's in the metal, He's in the wood. So why are you going to the temple? So Nantar Bahir Yadi Harihi Tapasata Kim. If a person cannot see Hari anywhere while he is present everywhere, and yet ironically he does not see Hari anywhere, but he is busily engaged in tapasya. He is fasting. He is doing a lot of homas, some kind of religious practice. What is he doing? Or some kind of austerity is engaged in. What is the use of such religious practice, use of such spiritual practices, use of such austerities and penances? If he cannot see Hari anywhere and recognize Hari's presence and Hari's hand, Hari's supremacy anywhere and everywhere, if he cannot recognize, what is the use? So as we understand from Bhagavad Gita, that Lord is present everywhere and His hand is everywhere because this entire creation is coming from Him. The Vedas even declare, the Bhagavad Gita declares that entire creation is springing from Him, from the Lord, Krishna. Then the Lord being present everywhere, how is it that people are missing this simple point? Suppose if I come to your house, not my house, your house if I come, can there be any doubt who is the owner of the house? After coming to your house, so nimma mane saukar yaru, who is the owner of your house? After coming to your house, it's meaningless, right? Similarly, this creation is made possible by Vishnu. And after having come to Vishnu's creation, the world created by Vishnu, you ask, where is God? Who created this? Such a foolish question. Sometimes, bold letters they'll put in front of the house name. Mr. Kirti Kumar, Srimati Vakula Devi, like that they'll put. The Yajamani's name, owner's name and the owner's wife's name. Sometimes they put children name also. Yashas Kumar, Sri Devi, Lalita Devi, like that some names they'll put, some 3-4 children name also. And still you ask, so who is staying in the house? Who is the owner of this house? What a foolish question, isn't it? Similarly, after coming to this world, we're asking, who is the creator of this world? So foolish. So how is it people can't understand such a simple thing? You don't require Vedic direction and instruction for this. Common sense, I come to your house. Naturally, your father must be the owner. Or your grandfather must have constructed the house. It can't be somebody else, isn't it? Or it can't be anybody else. Or it can't be nobody else. Sorry, it can't be somebody. It has to be your family. It can't be nobody. It has to be somebody. And that somebody also is your father or your grandfather. Just an example. Similarly, so why this simple thing they don't understand? So much punya karya they are doing, so much tapasya we are doing, so much homa we are doing, mantra we are doing, rising early in the morning, taking cold bath early in the morning. Not only devotees, karmis also do that. Karmis also get up, many karmis get up early in the morning. 4 o'clock. I've spoken to many of them. So many of them, they have told me that necessarily they get up at 4:30 in the morning. Many karmis I've heard. Then why are they getting up so early? Why are they doing meditation so early in the morning, disturbing their sleep, sacrificing their sleep? After all, sleep is pleasurable. So why are they cutting down on their sleep? So why can't they understand the simple thing, the purpose is Vishnu? So, we will take 2 references from Bhagavad Gita, although there are many, but 2 references from Bhagavad Gita. Why people can't understand the simple thing, that the purpose of all the penances and austerities is Krishna. Therefore, the karmis, jnanis, yogis cannot capture Krishna, as told in the purport here. Why? Because 2 reasons Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. First reason, Krishna says, this again in the 2nd chapter, text 41, in the famous words, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. The last 2 lines are important. Bahushaka hi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. So these 2 lines explain the reason why people cannot understand Krishna or Krishna consciousness. Or the goal of life, goal of Veda is Krishna consciousness. Why they cannot understand? Bahushaka hi ananta cha buddhaya avyavasayina. Their intelligence is irresolute, many branched. Many branched. Many branched refers to there are many kinds of material desires, materialistic purposes fixed in their mind. And they utilize all possibilities, even the Vedic possibilities, for the purpose of fulfilling their multifaceted sense gratificatory ideas. So they use even Vedas for sense gratification. They are so expert in using even Vedic procedures for sense gratification. While Vedic procedures are meant for bringing Vairagya, they expertly use even the Vedas, or rather exploit Vedic procedures to actually fulfill their material desires. So Krishna says, for such persons, they can never understand Krishna consciousness as the ultimate goal of life. Or even if they understand, they cannot be fixed up in devotional service. Avyavasayinam. Buddhayo avyavasayinam. They're misdirected. Another reference Krishna explains is soon after that. This is in text 41. Text 44 Krishna says, another reason. Bhoga Aishwarya prasaktanam taya apahirta chetasam. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidiyate. Because Krishna said in that text 41, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, same word Krishna is using again, saying that Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidhiyate. This fixed, resolute intelligence to become Krishna conscious. The goal is Krishna. The goal is Krishna consciousness of all the Vedic procedures. He is not firm. He is not clear. He is doubtful. Why? Because 2 reasons Krishna gives it. Bhoga Aishwarya prasakta. He is overwhelmed. He is infatuated. He is bewildered. Actually, he is bewildered and illusioned or deluded by 2 things. Bhoga and Aishwarya. Material enjoyment and material opulence. And he thinks that this is the purpose of the Veda. Material enjoyment, material opulence. To satisfy one's senses nicely through the Vedic procedures. So such people, they can never appreciate Krishna consciousness or the goal of Veda as Krishna consciousness. And the purpose of the yagyas, mantra chanting, fasting, everything is ultimately Krishna. It will not strike them. So what is the solution? What do we do with these people? How do we elevate them? So Krishna explains. Krishna only explains the problem. Krishna only gives the solution also. In text 52, Krishna says, a very nice verse, Yadate mohakalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. There Krishna says, so when does these conditioned souls come out of this trap? That Krishna explains. Yadate mohakalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati. Krishna is saying, when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. So Krishna is saying, when you're free from this delusion means being cheated. What are they cheating? What am I cheated? How are the Vedas misleading me or cheating me? By offering you sense gratification for this material body. Instead of Satchidananda experience of the soul, by directing the soul towards Krishna and devotional service. Of course, Vedas cannot be blamed because we wanted, we demand it. Therefore, Krishna has made this arrangement through the Vedic procedure. This is also available in the Veda, that is also available in the Veda. It depends on your choice. So you cannot blame the Veda or Vyasadeva. Why Vyasadeva has provided this misleading us? No. Both are available. It is your choice. So we cannot blame. So long we are deluded or misled by this sense gratification or this welfare of this body, satisfaction of the senses, it's very difficult to come to Krishna consciousness. So therefore Krishna is saying, when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, when you come out of this trap of sense gratification, and have understood the purpose of Veda or even the Karmakanda portion is actually not meant for facilitating your sense gratification or material desires. It is not actually to facilitate your material desires. It is to gradually lead you to the point of Vairagya and Bhakti. Gradually. So therefore Krishna is saying, when you pass out of this dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. That means, Prabhupada explains in the purport, when a person factually understands Krishna and his relationship with Krishna, he naturally becomes completely indifferent to the rituals of fruitive activities, even though an experienced Brahmana. What does this mean? That means, actually Brahmana is meant for exercising all the Vedic procedures, implementing all the Vedic procedures, initiating all the Vedic procedures, and encouraging all the Grahasthas to take up these Vedic procedures. Interestingly, Prabhupada is saying, even Brahmana himself, an experienced Brahmana himself becomes indifferent to all the rituals in the Veda. Because the purpose of the Veda is just not rituals, penances and austerities. They are only a madhyama, means to bring you to Krishna, bring attachment, invoke your attachment towards Krishna. Therefore, Prabhupada quotes Madhavendra Puri, a very important and significant verse in this regard, and a very interesting verse by Madhavendra Puri. He says, Sandhya Vandhana Bhadramastu Bhavato Bho Snana Tubhyam Namo. So, Madhavendra Puri actually is the best among the pure devotees. Is not even devotee, not even pure devotee. He's best among the pure devotees. You can just imagine, he's in such an exalted position of devotional service that this Madhavendra Puri is the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such exalted position he holds. So Madhavendra Puri is praying, Sandhya Vandana Bhadram Astu Bhavato. Saying, oh, my prayers, Sandhya Vandana means 3 times prayers a day. Sandhya Vandana, prayers, oh prayers 3 times a day. Bhadram Astu Bhavato. All glory to you. Bhadram Astu Bhavato. Bhavato means let it be. Bhadra means glory. So Bhadramastu Bhavato. All glories unto you. Bosnana Tubhyam Namo. Oh, bathing 3 times a day. All glories unto you. Brahmana means you take 3 times bath and offer 3 times prayers after the 3 times bath. So he is offering his respects. Tubhyam Namo. He is offering respects to the process of bathing 3 times a day. Then, Bo Deva Pitarascha Tarpana Vidhau. He is also saying, Deva Pitara, O Devatas, demigods, Pitaraha, O forefathers, Tarpana Vidhau. Naham Kshama Kshamayatam. I am supposed to offer respects to you. Tarpana means actually offering respects to Devatas and forefathers. But he is saying, Na aham. I am not able to do that. Perform my offering of respects to the forefathers and demigods. Because as a Grahastha, strict follower of the Vedas, Varnashram Dharma, you have to. Otherwise you are considered condemned. Otherwise you will be an outcast if you don't do this daily as a Grahastha. Offering respects to your forefathers and Devatas. Tarpana, daily you should do. Naham Kshama Kshamayatam. He is saying, please excuse me for my inability to offer you prayers. Why are you, how are you, what are you so busy with? That you don't have time for taking bath, time for doing Sandhya Vandan, time for offering respects to your forefathers and Devatas. What are you busy, so busily engaged? So he is saying, Yatra Kvapi Nishadhya. Nishadhya means sitting, a sitting place. Nishadhya refers to sitting, the act of sitting. So, Yatra Kvapi Nishadhya, Yadava Kulottamasya Kamsadvisha Smaram Smaram. Wherever I sit. Yatra Kvapi Nishadhya. Wherever I sit, Smaram Smaram. Always the thought of remembrance of Yadava Kula Uttamasya. The thought of Krishna, who is Yadava Kula Uttama, the best among the Yadus, the kings of the Yadu. Yadava Kulottamasya and Kamsadvishaha, the enemy of Kamsa. So who is the best in the Yadu dynasty? Lord Krishna. And who is the enemy of Kamsa? Lord Krishna. Therefore he is saying, Yatra Kvapi Nishadhya, wherever I sit, Smaram Smaram, the thought of remembrance of Yadava Kulottamasya Kamsadvisha, the thought of Krishna is coming upon my mind. The remembrance of Krishna is always coming upon my mind. That is okay. Just because you're remembering Krishna, why are you giving up taking bath? Why are you giving up Sandhya Vandan? Why are you not offering Tarpana? Okay, remember Krishna. There's no fault in remembering Krishna. But why are you giving up these things? It is sinful. So Madhavendra Puri reconciles. No, it may be sinful. You may say so. But I think Agam Harami. Agam means tons of sin. Huge quantity of sin. Harami. I can get rid of. Agam Harami. Not just little sin. Millions of births of sins. I think I can get rid of Harami. Tad alam. Alam means with all certainty and clarity. I am 100% sure. Tad alam. With all certainty. Manye, I consider. Kim anyena me. I don't require any other method than remembering Krishna, who can free me from all the sins. Therefore, I don't have to follow the Vedic procedures. Is what Madhavendra Puri is actually finally concluding. So, therefore, the idea is not to neglect the Vedic procedures, but at the same time, you cannot forget the purpose of these Vedic procedures of penances, austerities, and all these things. So, therefore, here it is explained: the yogis, karmis, jnanis, although they are busy performing severe austerities and penances, they forget the goal, Krishna. They forget to develop devotion to Krishna. Is a primary underlying factor behind all the Vedic practices. Forget this primary purpose, then everything becomes useless. So therefore, Madhavendra Puri is actually highlighting that we cannot forget the essence of the Vedic practices. It's actually to remember Krishna, become devotee of Krishna, and further advanced Vedic directions are such that you can just not become devotee of Krishna, become a lover of Krishna, become very intimate and close to Krishna, become related with Krishna. Why? Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, because you are my eternal part and parcel, loving part and parcel. So therefore, you have a very intimate, loving relationship with me. So if that is forgotten, then all these Vedic practices are of no avail. Therefore we see here, it is explained very clearly, the karmis, jnanis, yogis, they cannot capture Krishna. But the devotee of the Lord like Mother Yashoda, as seen in this pastime, can very easily capture Krishna. So we see here, Mother Yashoda, every day she is spending time with Krishna. And the yogis, karmis, jnanis, they are not even having darshan of Krishna. They have no realization of Krishna. They have no information of Krishna and Krishna Loka or Vishnu Loka. No information also. Maximum Brahman effulgence. Maximum Brahman effulgence. Brahma Jyoti, that's all. Forget participating in the pastimes of Krishna, being part of the Leela of Krishna, and enjoying time with Krishna. Such blessing is not available for them. So they're very unfortunate. And here Mother Yashoda, she's not a karmi, jnani or a tapasvi, but she can easily approach Krishna. Forget approaching Krishna. She is having wonderful time with Krishna. So therefore the conclusion is that one has to become a devotee of the Lord to be able to not just understand the Lord, understand God, or relate with God. You can even have wonderful pastimes with God. You can even capture God, control God in intimacy, in love. So that is the purpose of this Bhagavatam, to make us become such intimate devotees of the Lord. I'll stop here. Granthrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.